You are listening to a session on writing calibrations using the Florida Standards Assessment or FSA rubric. We will be using an informative/explanatory 5th grade writing prompt and student sample. Let's first review the English Language Arts text-based writing rubric for grades 4 through 5 for informative/explanatory. The rubric is comprised of 3 areas: purpose, focus, and organization, evidence and elaboration, and conventions. Both purpose, focus, and organization, and evidence and elaboration are comprised of a score between a 4 being the strongest evidence and a 1 being the weakest response. For both focus, purpose, organization, and evidence and elaboration, a score of 3 is the expectation while assessing a written response. Conventions is comprised of a score of 2 being the expectation, while a student may score a 1 or a 0. Let's take a moment to read over the 5th grade writing prompt. It says, today you are going to get ready to write an informative essay to answer this question. What can you do to save water? Together, let's read over the writing sample entitled Saving Water. Did you know that you can save your home's water by just doing things each day? You can put a bucket outside to catch rainwater, or use wipes to wash tables instead of water. There are many ways to save water. You can do things outside and inside to help save water. Here are some ideas. There are many things to do inside your house to help save water. You can change your toilet, faucet, and shower head to low flow. Also, you can take small, short showers instead of baths. You can turn off the faucet when brushing your teeth and when lathering soap in your hands. When waiting for water to warm up, save the water and reuse. Overall, there are a lot of things you can do inside to save your home's water. There are many things to do outside your house to help save water. First, you can go to an automated car wash or use a waterless car wash. When you do a car wash at home, you waste more water. Also, you can dump out your water bottle on plants and grass instead of dumping it down the drain. Reuse water outside as much as possible. You can also put a bucket of water outside to catch rainwater and use for watering plants or grass. Overall, there are a lot of ways to save water outside of your house. There are many ways to save your home's water outside and inside. Kids and adults can make a big difference in saving water. Imagine if everyone in the country turned off the faucet when brushing their teeth. We could save enough water to refill a lake. Overall, it is important to save water inside and outside your house. Together, let's look over the annotated example. Based on the language of the standards, the following qualities have been highlighted. First, the writing introduces the topic clearly. It also provides a general observation and focus. It uses precise language and domain-specific vocabulary to explain the topic. It develops the topic with facts, concrete details, and other information and examples related to the topic. It links ideas within categories of information using words and phrases, and provides a concluding section related to the explanation presented. Overall, this 5th grade piece introduces the topic clearly by providing a general observation and focus. The writer shows a developing awareness of purpose and audience, beginning with a question, "Did you know?" and concluding with a precise and striking image. We could save enough water to refill a lake. That serves to encourage the reader to take action. The clear sentence structure and familiar vocabulary is appropriate for a general audience. The piece is well organized. Facts and concrete details from the source have been regrouped logically into 2 broad categories: things you can do inside to save water and things you can do outside. Linking words and phrases, Also, instead of, when, first, overall, show the relationship between ideas and allow the writer to smoothly elaborate using examples and concrete details. The structure of the essay, introduction, body, conclusion, as well as the structure within each paragraph, topic, sentence, details, concluding sentence, create cohesion and make the thinking in the piece easy to follow. Let's look at the Purpose, Focus, and Organization section of the FSA rubric. Based on the evidence highlighted in the writing, we need to identify a score between 4 through 1. In the overall synopsis, it was mentioned that the piece introduces the topic clearly by providing a general observation and focus. The piece is well organized, and the structure of the essay is easy to follow. Looking at the rubric, the writer has a maintained controlling idea, though some loosely related material may be present, adequate use of transitional strategies with some variety to clarify the relationships between and among ideas, an adequate progression of ideas from beginning to end, including a sufficient introduction and conclusion. Overall, the writer receives a final score of a 3 out of 4 for purpose, focus, and organization. Let's look at evidence and elaboration. The piece allows the writer to smoothly elaborate using examples and concrete details. The writer uses precise language and domain-specific vocabulary to explain the topic, and the topic is developed with facts, concrete details, and other. Based on the rubric, the writer has maintained a controlling idea, though some loosely related material may be present. There's adequate use of transitional strategies with some variety to clarify the relationships between and among ideas, and there is adequate progression of ideas from beginning to end, including a sufficient introduction and conclusion. Overall, the piece would receive a 3 out of 4 for evidence and elaboration. Let's consider the convention section of the rubric. There were little to no errors, and the meaning of the piece was not impeded. The rubric states some minor errors in usage, but no patterns of errors, adequate use of punctuation, capitalization, sentence formation, and spelling. As a result, the piece would receive an overall score of 2 out of 2. Based on the overall analysis of this 5th grade sample, the final score for the paper under Purpose, Focus, and Organization is a 3, for Evidence Elaboration a 3, and Conventions a 2.